Time to look at the here and now and look at, of course, all the stocks on our radar. And our research team is standing by with the CNBC-TV18 list of top stocks for the day. Guys, good morning. Numbers trickling in. Rima, let's start off with you first. Just Dial, how does it look?
Well, it's a decent quarter from Just Dial, a revenue growth of 5% on a quarter-on-quarter basis. On a year-on-year basis, the revenue growth is up 40%. The year-on-year number looks much higher because remember, the comparable quarter, the base quarter of last year was impacted due to COVID. But the revenue, the current quarter's revenues at 232 crore are finally getting towards the pre-COVID revenues. In Q4 of FY20, which was the first quarter hit by COVID, the revenues were 234 crores. So we're getting almost to the pre-COVID run rate. Margins look substantially higher on a year-on-year basis, but look at the quarter-on-quarter trajectory and you would see an improvement with margins of 14.4%. This is the highest in the last 2 years. The cash in the books is very healthy for the company at more than 4,000 crore rupees. The only negative in the number per se would be the paid campaign additions. Now, paid campaign additions stands at 16,340 crore, and this is slightly lower than the last 3-4 quarters run rate of 20 to 22,000. So in that sense, that's a bit of a disappointment, and we will try and get more clarity on that. Back to you.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that, Rima. Well, let's hop across to Surbhi. She's tracking quite a few numbers that came post-market hours yesterday. Angel One, TV18 Broadcast, Network18 as well. Surbhi?
Thanks for that. So Angel One reported very strong numbers. This is given the volatility in the capital markets. The revenue was up 10% at 826 crores. The EBITDA was up 20% at 371 crores. And this was largely due to lower employee expenses. The employee expenses were lower by 33% sequentially. The margins came in at 45% versus 41%. The PAT was up 17% at 276 crores. The average revenue per client, that was also up 3% at 427 rupees. Next on my radar is Network18 and TV18. Network18 on a consolidated basis, the revenue was down 8% at 1484 crores. The EBITDA was down 78%. Margins came in at 4% versus 16% same time last year, and it reported a net loss of 37 crores versus a profit of 62 crores. The company said that the weak ad environment and investments across businesses impacted overall profitability. Moving on to TV18, on a consolidated basis, the revenue was down 6%, the EBITDA was down 70%, and margins came in at 6% versus 17% same time last year. The profit was down 75%, came in at 35 crores versus 144 crores. The management said that TV viewership share increased for both news and entertainment network, but the profitability of the business was impacted due to investments in new initiatives like the digital, entertainment and the sports segment.
All right, Surbhi, thanks a lot for that. Well, let's go across to Vivek now. He's tracking a couple of more block deals this morning. Vivek, what do you have on your list?
Well, good morning. It's the details of yesterday's block deal. So, Zee Entertainment, like you mentioned, Oppenheimer has sold almost 5.65% stake in the company. A clean out trade. Buyers, very interesting list of marquee names coming in there. Siganti India Mauritius, Morgan Stanley Asia, as well as Goldman Sachs are the buyers in yesterday's block deal. Keep an eye out for Poonawalla FinCorp as well. Now, Sanjay Chamria, has sold almost 1% stake in the company out of the total 1.3% stake that he held at the end of the December quarter. Mayank Poddar too has sold. But, again, the list of named here, domestic mutual funds, Aditya Birla, Sun Life, as well as Plutus Wealth Management are the buyers in the block deal yesterday. And lastly, some selling pressure emerging in 361 WAM Limited, FIH Mauritius Limited, that is Fidelity, sold almost 49.9 lakh shares. That is 1.4% of the total 2% stake that they held in the company yesterday. The stock was under significant pressure in yesterday's trading session.
Okay, got that. Vivek, thanks very much for running us through all of the interesting block deals. Let's get to Sonal. She's looking out for some more stocks that are in the news today. Sonal, morning.
Good morning, Surbhi. Let me start with Jubilant Foodworks because there's an interesting update there where Coca-Cola has invested in an associate company, which is #loyalty, a 15% stake there for 105 crore rupees. Company stake, that is Jubilant Foodworks stake in #, which will reduce to 29.75% versus 35% earlier after this transaction. BEML will also be in focus because equity shares of BEML Land Assets Limited will be listed, and listing is effective from tomorrow, that is 19th April. BEML Land Assets Limited holds about 550-acre land in Bengaluru and Mysore. It is according to reports, and BEML shareholders will receive shares in the ratio of 1:1. So watch out for that. Stock could react ahead of the listing. Tata Chemicals, there's another price cut that has come in. After 6 months. This time around, they have announced price cuts to the tune of 3 to 4% across India for light and dense soda ash, which is their major product. This is with effect from April 17. And Kotak Institutional Equity says that they see this as an incremental negative for soda ash prices because there are uncertainties around demand and supply as well. And this is something which could negatively impact the stock as well.
Okay, very helpful. Thanks a lot, Sonal, for all of those stocks. Here's a quick recap in case you missed out on any of them. Stocks with positive news flow, there's Just Dial, Angel One, Z Entertainment, Poonawalla FinCorp, Jubilant Foodworks and BEML. While stocks with negative news flow, there's TV18 Broadcast, Network18 Media, 361 WAM and Tata Chemicals. So keep an eye out on those stocks. But let's do one thing. Let's get a quick handle on what's happening in the world of commodities. Oil prices actually fell 2% overnight, and now Brent is just above $85 a barrel. We have Manisha Gupta joining in to give us all the action that took place there. Manisha, hi, good morning.
Morning, Sonia. Thank you for that. Well, yes, the New York session may not have been good, and we did see the crude oil prices decline 2% overnight as the strength in US dollar was weighing. And then the markets were also looking at the expectation that ECB and US Fed will continue to increase rates, and that might hurt demand. But what we are dealing with right now in the Asian market is a strong Chinese data. So the first quarter GDP numbers at 4.5% is better than the street expectation. The industrial growth also has seen accelerating numbers, and that is supporting the industrial commodities. So the crude oil prices is trading in the positive yet again. Remember, China will account for 40% of the 2023 demand growth. So every data that comes in from China is going to be watched out for. And not just crude oil prices. That's the case with the metals also. Most of the base metals, industrial metals, fell in the New York session yesterday. But take a look at nickel now, and we've seen a recovery from 5-month lows. Copper is trading at a 1-month lows. Zinc also trading in the positive right now. So clearly the Chinese data has led to a knee-jerk reaction in many of these commodities.
Okay, so it's showing up in commodities. Thanks, Manisha. Not quite showing up in equities. Chinese and the Hong Kong equity markets not really getting excited on that data. They are flat to negative. As is the SGX Nifty. It's down just about 0.2%, the SGX. Let's take a quick break. On the other side. We'll have Amisha Vora of Prabhudas Leeladhar joining in, discuss a couple of interesting fundamental ideas, important stocks. Later, we also connect with the Jonathan Barat of Probis Securities. We'll talk about crude prices with so much of this macro data coming in from the US and China. What lies ahead for crude?